And thanks to those joining us live and those that will be joining us on the archive, being joined by the one and the única
Unica
Christine Lopez. How are you doing, Christine?
Lopez. I'm doing great. Just got home from the gym. Had a busy day. You know how I do. You know how I do.
All right. You were actually busy today. I mean, most of the time you're slacking off, so like I'm kind of surprised.
Bro. I mean, I start my day about 7 a.m., 6 a.m. There all day long. But,
All, all day long, all the time, all that good
all
stuff.
the time.
I
My
just want
babies need
to
me. I'm there.
when 100%. I want to play this really quick because I have a quick question, but let's play this quick and then we'll go from there.
Hey everybody, it's Alexis Proctor. I just want to give a huge shout out to D-Style Boxing and In the Ring with Christine, who have both helped me and supported me through my shoulder recovery, as well as all their supporters. It's been a really long process, but I finally got the all clear to fight again, and will be heading to the States in a week from today. So I'm super excited. I'll be training with Christine in Dallas, Texas, and yeah, can't wait. Thank you guys.
Now
Yes.
that was months ago.
Yes.
Go to tell everybody what's up and what's up. I mean, I heard she wants something in Kentucky, something like that, like the
Yeah,
Kentucky Derby.
so
What was it?
so it was Oklahoma, but it was a few months ago, quite a few months
Oh,
ago.
it was Oklahoma. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, Oklahoma. But she had come down previously. Her mom had found me through Instagram, and they reached out, and she came down a couple of times. During that time, I was with Team USA, so I couldn't really give her like 100% attention. But after Paris Olympics, I decided to stay back because my boxers really needed me and I needed them.
Yeah.
And I have big plans. And so do they. So she came down and she's been living with me. And she just celebrated not too long ago, a year after her surgery. And so we started working. And the thing about Alexis is, I don't, anything that I tell her to do, she does it. She's a workhorse. She knows what she wants to do, and she doesn't let anything get in the way. So we did a few tournaments. She had actually also flown back to Australia to do a state tournament that, some people back in Australia wanted her to do. And she just wasn't feeling it. She didn't do well. So she was a little down, and I said, "We're not going to be down. We're just going to keep grinding and keep working." And so we did. She did some local stuff. She won. And then we said, you know what? Let's go to nationals. What the hell? So we went, and we were the number one seed, and we beat two of the top girls that futures looked very bright. And we got a call today that she is going to be going to the off-season camp at the Olympic Training Center. So all of our hard work together, she and I, the whole team, is paying off, and it's beautiful.
So there you go. I mean, big things coming for her. Good for her. Good for you.
Yes.
And what a road back from recovery. The shoulder. I know she fought in the nationals in Australia with a really
Yes.
bad shoulder and made it
Yes.
all the way to the final, and made it a close fight against another really good fighter. So that
Absolutely. She
shows you a
she
lot.
she
Yeah.
fights through her pain. I mean, her shoulder would pop out, and she would pop it back in and get back to work. But we knew that she needed a surgery, and so it was at the right time.
There you go. I mean, she puts up with you. She definitely puts up with the pain.
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
that's
Oh my gosh. Seriously.
but hey, it's great stuff right there. Just wanted to go ahead and update everybody on that. So before we get to the main topic, because we got some stuff to talk about here, but there's still some stuff we got to catch up on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I kept telling you over and over that Crawford's going to win. You
Oh my
wouldn't
God. Are
listen.
you serious? You made a whole
Listen
song that
to,
he was gonna lose, bro.
I mean,
Where's the
I'm
song
like
at?
Christine. You got to listen to me. Nah. Canelo, Mexico, baby. Like, that's what you were saying. Like the whole
Never.
time. I'm just like, well, what's
Oh,
going on right
you're
now?
not fooling anybody. Anybody that
You know,
knows me
but
knows that is false.
in all seriousness, Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, 41 million people are saying viewers. It's actually wrong. 41 million devices. It's probably
Mm,
over 100 million viewers. To be honest,
absolutely. Absolutely.
I saw some TVs that had like hundreds of people watching it. So like
Oh
you
yeah,
could add
yeah,
that
for sure.
however you want to add it. Definitely, the world was watching, and Terence Crawford put on a great performance. I will say though that I don't think Canelo did that bad himself. He was beat, but I don't think he did that bad himself. If I must say so myself.
You know, of course you have to say that for yourself, but I will say this. I was being
Yeah.
very, very generous. I mean, generous like I was gonna give a gift. So I gave
Mhm.
Canelo 2 rounds. But if I was being a realist realistically and going round by round, Canelo won 1 round. But if you think he still did good, hey,
I
kudos
thought
to
he
him.
won round one.
No
I th-
disrespect to Canelo, but Bud sweeped him.
well, I don't know about we got to be
It was a
careful with the
sweep.
sweep talk. We got to be very careful because
I didn't
people
say he
can make
knocked
up
him
their
out, but he
minds,
sweeped him.
right? Like, what round did you give Canelo?
I mean, you're asking me now. I don't know. I think it was maybe 4 or something. It was 3 or 4. One of
Okay,
those. I have
all
to go
right.
back.
Because people that gave Canelo rounds, they can't agree on what rounds they gave him,
Well,
right?
I
Just go
only
like
can't because
people
my
are scattered all
memory
over the
is
place.
not the best, but
People
I
scatter
have my
all over the
notes.
place. I scored 8-4 for Butt, and I think that's a really good score, quite
Mm.
frankly,
Yeah, well, of course you
if
do.
I'm honest.
Of
You know what I
course.
mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Canelo was landing to the body. He was landing his right hands.
The first round, second round, yes, he was landing beautifully to the body.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely. And honestly, it kind of worried me. I was like, okay, he can't continue to take these shots to the body because his legs are going to start giving way, and they never did. He ate that shit.
He did.
And he got hit flush. I think, I don't know, maybe the fifth round. Flush. Nothing. Nothing.
Well, there's no such thing as nothing in this life.
He did
Everything
not
in this
show it.
life,
He did okay. He
of
did
course
not
not. But yeah,
show anything. He showed that
yeah,
it
good
was
poker
nothing.
face.
Yeah.
He's got a good poker face. Got to give it to him.
Yeah,
But every punch
absolutely.
hurts.
Face card
Never,
on point.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
By the way, Bud Crawford. Again, they went for Bud. What's next? Does he go to 160?
You know,
Does he retire? Is that it?
he's been asked that, and he's been asked if he's going to retire, and even Bomac was asked, would you be opposed to him going to 160? If he wants to go to 160, they're all for it. If that's what he wants to do, honestly, he can do whatever he wants to do. He has enough money, enough legacy. Not that he had to prove anything to anybody, but he has shut people down. Although there's others that still have their conspiracy theories. But I think if he wants to continue another fight or two, he can. He's healthy. He's still young enough. He's strong, and really, he's got the world in his hands.
I'm glad you brought up the conspiracy theories. Ever since the Avenesian fight, that one thing happened with the gloves, and now everyone's talking about exploding
Yeah,
gloves and the
yeah.
suspicious
Hmm.
gloves. Like nothing really suspicious
And
about it, but
Uncle
okay.
Turk, like paying people off when we have our own 2 eyes watching the fight. But yeah,
Well, that one's way out there. But
way out there.
what do you think of the whole glove thing? Because you work with fighters, you put on gloves on
Hmm.
fighters all the time. Like, what do you make of the glove? I
I
don't
mean,
even know. Everyone's an expert, I guess, when it comes to the gloves. But if you pay
everybody's an
attention,
expert. Everybody's an
it's
expert
always the people that never work with gloves
that
that
have
are making
never
suspicious.
even walked into a gym or a locker room. They're the experts. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many people that touch those gloves, before they're taken back to be inspected by the boxer and the coach.
Mhm.
There's inspectors everywhere. I mean, you would have to be really, I don't know. I'm not going to say nobody ever cheats, but it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to cheat. You open up the
Yeah.
brand new packages, you put them on brand spanking new. They're smelling like, fresh leather. It's
The other team can check them.
the other team can
There's a
check
glove
them, and
selection
actually they do
meeting.
in fights like that. So
Yeah, there's a glove selection meeting. Somebody's from the other team there when they're wrapping, when they're putting on the gloves.
absolutely, yes.
That's what it
There's
is.
someone there watching all of that.
They
When you
collect the
get
gloves
wrapped, you
after the
get the
fight.
gloves put on, they're laced up, they're taped up. You've got somebody else there. It's open. Whoever, from the other teams wants to go through the whole process, they can.
You know,
And they do, especially at big fights like that. It's
which
just
is the bigger win for Bud's career, Spence or Canelo?
I think that they're two very pinnacle because they're at two different times in history, and
Mhm.
we waited for he and EJ for so long. I mean,
Yeah.
that was the discussion. There was the wrong side of the street. There was this. There was that. The buildup was unbelievable. And then now we have the face of boxing era where it's Canelo. Some people say Tank. Some people say Canelo, but we know Canelo is king. So they were both huge for different reasons and at different times. I can't really compare the two. I did ask, which people thought would be a bigger sell, and a lot of people did say it was split Canelo and then also EJ, but it looks like it was the Canelo fight.
Yeah, the one thing that's important for people here is that, and I saw Andrew Ward talk about this, but
Hmm.
it's spot on. They really did try to bury Bud like years ago.
Yes, they
Like
did.
it just it's I still remember the graphics when they would put all the welterweight champions, and
Hmm.
Bud was the WBO welterweight champion,
Yeah.
and they would not put Bud's image. They were pretending
No.
there was no WBO. They would
Yeah.
just it is what that's what they did, right, over there at
Yeah.
PBC.
Right.
And they try to other side of the street him.
Other
And
side
I
of the
even saw an
street.
interview where Bud said he came this close to retiring if he didn't get the EJ fight, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's frustrating. You work so hard and there's no reason other than someone doesn't like you or feels threatened by you. And I mean it's no secret. I mean, he even had to go as far as suing Top Rank and he won. So there was some stuff going on there. As much as I love Top Rank, they were also quote unquote, blackballing him and not letting him get these fights and holding him back. Oh, he wasn't exciting. He didn't have the personality. Well, you know, there's a lot on the roster right now that don't have the personality that's on Top Rank either. And I don't know what it is. I don't
Right,
know
right.
if it's because if you sit and talk to Bud and you see these recent interviews, there is personality,
Yeah.
but you need the right people to bring it out of him.
Yeah. I think it's after the EJ fight, people really saw his personality when he went on
Absolutely. And
all the
and
different
he's
shows.
had it. He's had it. Like I said, who's in front of him? Who's sitting in front of him? Who's asking him the right questions? Who's around him in the gym? It's like if you want to blow somebody up, you can as the promoter. You can,
Yeah.
you know, but you have to want to.
Yeah. And then there was Bob Arum's comments about I've lost money with him and I could have bought a house in Beverly Hills.
Shame
I
on
just,
him. That's on him because he could have made triple, quadruple.
yeah. And if he couldn't get the EJ fight due to politics, Arum should have just said that instead of making
Exactly.
it more than what he had to.
Agree. Put it all on
Obviously,
Bud.
yeah, put it on Bud. I
Yeah.
think he had to wait way too long at welterweight, way too long
Yeah,
to
I
get a
agree.
piece of all those guys. And I don't think any of them would have beat him. I don't think Thurman would have beat him. I don't think
No,
any of those guys would have beat him.
no.
And I will say this, okay? Um, this was the only time I picked against. I had never picked against Bud ever.
Yeah.
Like ever. I said he was going to knock out Spence. I thought
Yeah.
way back when he was going to be Gamboa when everybody was all high on Gamboa. That's not, by the way, that's not, I know I would joke around about it, but that's not the same Gamboa that Tank fought and these other guys fought. This was an undefeated Gamboa. Like
Hmm.
it's just different time,
Different
right?
time, exactly. Different time,
Postal
different
was
levels, different
Postal was coming
experience.
out I think he just finished knocking out Matisse.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you just got to kind of grade it at a curve of when it happened, not so much look at those guys years later.
Exactly. And
Um,
the thing is too, is like there's growth and there's levels. I mean, the Bud back then is not the Bud today, but he still got the job done with these top dogs.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he has grown even so much more. It just shows his IQ,
Also,
his strength, everything.
Jeff Horn was just people could say whatever they want about Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn was just coming off a win over Manny Pacquiao. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
so people could say what they want about that. And I mean, Arum did protect Manny there. He did. Like
Yes, he did.
he
Yes, he
flat out
did.
said he flat out just I don't know if he ever said it, but it was kind of obvious that he was protecting Manny Pacquiao, as
Yeah,
St. Cruz in the chat stated.
absolutely.
You know,
I'm so glad you pay attention to these things.
I've always paid attention to these
And you
things.
still
All right?
picked Canelo. Oh my gosh.
No, but you have to understand that there was logic behind my pick. Like it
Yeah, what
wasn't
was
just
your
some
logic?
that's a high jump. That's a lot for like that's
Mhm.
not something like who's done that before.
It doesn't matter.
No,
It's
I
not
mean I
years of
get that,
doing.
but I did say like you have a lot of faith in Bud, right?
Absolutely.
And I did acknowledge that Bud could win the fight. It's not like I didn't acknowledge that, like but it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I've always been a fan of Bud Crawford. I got the receipts to prove it, right? I just thought this was a little too much, and it turned out that it wasn't, right?
Yep.
It was just, it is what it is. But by the way, do you think, because just to go back to before we move on, I know that there's no excitement at middleweight right now. There's nobody that's like, oh man, we really want to see that one. I get it. Like none of those
Yeah.
fights scream like, come on, bud, you gotta fight Lara, bud. Come on, like those fights aren't really like in demand like that.
Mhm.
But middleweight is a historical division. Like it is like a division
Mhm.
with a lot of history. And I don't know how much Bud even cares about this, but if he could add middleweight champion of the world to his resume and then close out the show, I think that's what he should do.
You know the chatter that we're hearing, I mean, is Benavidez or Bivol. Those are the names that are being thrown around that people want to see. It's like they keep raising the bar with Bud. Oh well, it's like
I don't know
okay,
about light heavyweight. I don't know about all that. Like,
well
but
those are the names that are being thrown around. And like I said, people keep raising the bar first. The people that were going for Errol or Salty, so they go for Canelo and hope that Canelo will do something and whatever. Now
some Spence fans back. He did. So some of them did back butt.
I did see some, and
Yeah,
kudos to them. They're
yeah.
smart. Yes. Yeah. So kudos to them.
Spence himself back butt.
Yeah, exactly. And then so that's why I'm like, if Spence did, y'all might want to like
I'm
reconsider your
still seeing
bet in
some of them.
Vegas.
I'm still seeing some of them that are still salty, but I mean, it is what
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
some of them still are.
Um, but well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
It's you know. Um, by the way, Spence gonna come back. He's been teasing to come back. It's just like, but it never happened.
Honestly, like I love him. I do. I do not care to see him come back.
You think he's that?
I don't. I think that he deserves to retire, raise his family, enjoy life, which I think he's doing. Who would we want him to see fight? And whoever it is, what if he just
Mm,
couldn't get the job done? He's going to go
right,
out,
right,
uh,
right, right.
losing to Bud was okay. Losing to like a Manny Pacquiao or somebody like that is not okay.
Man, well, I don't think he'll lose to Manny Pacquiao right now, but
I mean,
Manny's he's like 79 years old. I mean, Manny's
yeah,
like
but I mean, look what he did a few months ago with Barrios,
let,
and he
let's
got a
let's let's
draw,
give
and he
let's
should have.
give Spence more credit than that. Come on, we got to give him more.
I will give him more credit, but I don't know
Sure.
where his head is right now. I don't know what his training is
Well,
looking like. We see little clips of him kind of in the gym, to stay in shape, but nothing
yeah,
serious.
yeah, he's not looking. I don't know what it is. He's not looking really good hitting the pads, but
No,
so maybe Manny does beat him. Who knows?
yeah, who knows? It's boxing, right?
Yeah. By the way, Manny, I don't know what is he drinking? Like what? Like some like ageless water or something?
The fountain of youth.
Like well, let's like let me just say this, and
Jesus juice.
I can't believe he like I thought he won that fight.
He did.
I thought he was gonna get beat up.
I didn't think he was going to get beat up, but I didn't think. I didn't think. Ooh, I mean, Barrios, God bless him. God bless him.
Mm.
But Manny definitely won, and Manny looked good. He looked really
Yeah,
good.
because
He looked
Barrios
better than I
like
thought he was going to look. I'll just say that.
I guess for me, the situation with Barrios while I'm watching a fight is like, don't you know you got an old man in front of you? Like you don't want to like
Right.
up the tempo here. You're
Yeah.
fighting at his tempo. Like you're fighting at
Yeah.
a lower tempo.
Exactly. Just go in there.
But then I realized, well, that's just how Barrios fights. Like that's just
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. He doesn't take too many risks.
Yeah. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Let's shout out some people here. Chevy Red says Christine.
My girl,
Jay.
Chevy.
Like
Hey,
Jay says
Jay.
facts.
Yep, sure
But
did.
dominated him, he says. Just
Mhm.
he became undisputed once. He becomes undisputed at 160 while 154 unifies into one main guy, which would likely be Boots. All right.
Boots
Jay,
can
good.
just keep on walking in his boots.
You
I'm
think
sorry.
that there's nothing Boots could do to get a butt fight? Like
No,
nothing, nothing at
no,
all.
no. And Boots does not put butt in his mouth. He doesn't. He thought he was doing something being Canelo's sparring partner. Like he was gonna
Well, you can't blame the guy. I mean,
somehow
he's getting
if
good work.
Canelo would have won, he'd wins too. I don't know.
Oh, you think that's what it was?
Yeah.
I just think he was it's an opportunity to work with a reigning world champion.
No,
I
you know
mean,
what? Take the money. Do you, boo? Do you? But it was like, oh, the secret weapon. Oh my gosh, boots. No, bro. No.
you got something against Boots. Like
I don't have
it's
anything against him. Like personally, I don't know him. I
right.
just want him to fight somebody, number one. And number two, he's very disrespectful when it comes to Crawford. I mean, there was an interview and they were asking him about the fight, and he said he didn't watch it. He was asleep. Bullshit.
Oh, come
Bullshit.
on.
You,
Nobody
you didn't
believes
watch it
that.
later? He hadn't watched it. So
Hey,
to me, that's
nobody
very
believes that. He
disrespectful.
watched it. He watched it. There's no doubt in my
Yeah.
mind he watched it.
Yeah.
Everybody else watched it, but not him, right?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
you're not impressed with like the Jimmy Kellys and the Karens and the what about the he's got some decent wins, but
Um,
it's
I mean,
I
is there anyone that you're just really like chomping at the bits to see Bud get in there
the,
with?
well, Boots did beat Stanionis. In fairness, I thought that was a really good win,
Yeah.
dominating win,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. And we
I'm not
talked
saying he's a
about
front.
people
I'm not
being
saying he's
older and
the
injured, and yeah.
like. I'm not saying he's a front runner or nothing like that. I do think he needs some wins to even be in a discussion. But let's say Boots fights Virgil and beats Virgil, and then let's say he goes to middleweight and
It's
then he
not
wins a
going to
title.
happen. He's not beating Virgil.
I don't think so either. But what if he does, though?
I mean, it's boxing. He could. That'd be great. He'd probably be surprised himself.
Wow. Damn. Okay.
I'm just saying.
No. Look, none of the guys in middleweight make me like say, yeah, we got to see them fight Crawford.
Yeah.
But
No.
I just for me, it's just to say he was middleweight champion. That's all. Like it's
Yeah.
5 division champion. That goes into the history books. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it does. It does. But like I said, right now he can do whatever he wants. He just had his parade. He celebrated his birthday. Someone just BP just said Omaha PD owes Bud and his team an apology. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
bullshit.
100%. Shout out to Luki in the chat. Remy.
Remy.
Balas Peludas. Yeah, there we go.
I just say BP. BP.
Alexander Wilson. Spence is probably going to fight a smaller Charlo. I like that fight. Jermel versus Spence, if they do it, but
Yeah,
knows what
yeah.
it is. Shout out to Rachel Donaire in the building. By the
Yes.
way, I heard Nonito's coming back again. Man.
Yes.
Say what you want about Nonito Donaire, you cannot count him out in that left
No,
hook.
you
So.
cannot.
And he still has given the Monster Inoue his best fight to this day. So
Yes, he did.
this is what it is. So.
Al said, "Are you still sad for Canelo's loss? Should have bet you money."
Who said
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, Al Pal. Yeah, he is still sad.
Let me
Now
tell you
he's trying to
something.
backpedal and say he always did go for Bud, except for
There are things in life that have made me sad, right? That have gotten me sad. None of them have been related to boxing.
Okay.
All right. There's no crying in boxing. Okay? There's no like
crying in boxing.
We're doing, why? Like, you know what I mean? Maybe if Christine put on some gloves and got knocked out, and I get sad about that. You know what I mean? Like something like that. I'd be like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, I've been hit a few times so when I'm doing mitts.
But I'd lie when Manny Pacquiao beat the shit out of Morales in that third fight.
Oh.
I didn't shed a tear, but I was kind of like down. Like damn. That's it. It's a wrap. Morato's like my favorite fighter, and Manny just like
Whenever Manny got knocked
annihilated
out,
him.
and there was a meme for like 5 years about him, that made me cry.
Poor Manny. Shout out to Manny, by the way. What a every time they counted him out, he comes back and surprises
That's
everybody.
right.
So
That's
you
right.
know, so what are you gonna do? So
Look what she's wearing. Canelo's daddy on her shirt.
the Monstro. Now, what do you think about like? Here's my thing with David. Okay, my thing with David is he's already at 175, right?
Yeah.
So focus on why is he still talking about Canelo? Even after
Because
Canelo, he's still talking about Canelo.
I mean, let's be real. Like that's
Sure.
where the money is.
Okay.
And who doesn't want to fight the biggest payday of their career?
Now, I don't know how you're feeling about this, but I mean, it's what just because he lost to Bud, people think he's gonna lose to Benavidez. Like,
Um,
because I'm gonna tell you right now, he's easier to hit than Bud. He's a much easier target than Bud,
yeah, I
and he
agree.
don't got the skills of Bud.
I
So,
agree. I agree. I think David is very skilled, but if I had to bet right now, I would bet that Canelo would beat him. I'm not saying I won't change my mind later, but as
sure.
far as the way Canelo can move his middle, his mid range, he can cut the ring. He has beautiful feints. David, as talented as he is, he's not at that level yet,
Hmm.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get past Yard. It
Yes,
wouldn't
for
surprise
sure.
me if Yard has his moments, though. He kind of always does, and then loses in the
Yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Exactly.
just Yard's story of his life. But
Yeah, and it's a great matchup
yeah,
for Benavides. It is. I mean, that's great on his resume.
I think the gas tank at Benavides is the impressive thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say though that if Canelo gasses out, that yeah, like David could really do a lot of
Absolutely.
damage to him. You know what I mean?
But
Um,
honestly, like how many times have we really seen Canelo gas out? Now we've seen him get frustrated, but how many times have we really seen him gas out? You know, I got to give him that. He's always in
he
condition,
takes he takes his little breaks here and there in some
but
rounds.
but he
Yeah.
knows how to recover. He knows how to disguise it. I mean, a coach teaches their fighters how to do that. I mean, I teach mine how to do that. You take your little steps back, you're still feinting, you're
Sure.
still jabbing while you take your breath or whatever, but you're not just like and I love Caleb Plant, but we
Mm,
know that he burns out at the
yeah.
end. We've never seen Canelo do anything like that. He gets frustrated and you see it on his face,
Mhm.
but gas out, no.
Well, let's talk about the first thing on the title.
Okay.
Tank Davis
Hmm.
just lashing out at the media because they're asking about Shakur Stevenson,
Yeah.
and other fighters. Like
Roach
what
rematch.
what is he so mad about? It's he's just so angry, Christine. Like
In my opinion, he's so mad because he knows deep within him right now, and he said it before. I think that his passion is gone. I think that fight in him is gone, and he knows that Shakur would beat him,
mm,
and he knows that Roach did beat him, and in a rematch it would be worse.
you know,
So he's going through all this mental stuff, right, and emotional stuff, and then he gets the biggest payday offer of his career, and he takes it.
man. Shout out to Remy is saying evening Benavides by decision for sure. I think stops Yard late.
Yeah, I do too.
Yard's gonna gas out. That's the guy that gasses out.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
I think there's gonna be way too much activity. That's what I think. But David could win a decision for sure as well.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, I'm more leaning towards a stoppage, late stoppage. TKO, not KO.
yeah. So look, Lamar Roach. Like, it's almost like I know they called it a draw. I thought Lamar Roach won,
They
but
had to call it a draw. I mean, Tank was face of boxing, even though now
He
he's
took a
like, I'm not the face
knee.
of boxing.
He took a knee and blamed it on grease on his hair.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, the
it's
poor girl
just
that did
crazy.
his hair, she came out right immediately. Oh no, baby. No, don't put that on me.
Like all his fights, like his hair is hitting his. He never
Always.
goes down. You know.
And a lot of people have hair that gets in their eyes and product or in
So
blood.
he, I think it's almost like he's like angry that Roach had the audacity to try and win.
He is angry about that. And
You know, it's
he's angrier because he knows Roach won and Roach knows it too and the world knows it.
you know he's doing this Jake Paul fight. Look, if he look, just say you're doing it because there's a lot of money and it's the most money you can make, and just
Yeah.
say that. But at the same time, if people are calling you out saying, "Hey, you should have rematched Roach, or you could fight Shakur Stevenson, you could fight."
Yeah.
There's a lot of and let's keep it real. It's just my opinion, but I think they protected him from Lomachenko for years,
Yeah, absolutely. I tend to
years.
agree with that. But the thing is when you personally don't have the confidence or your team doesn't have the confidence that you can beat these top names,
Mhm.
mentally you're not going to be able to go in there and beat them. I mean, why did he take Roach? Nobody wanted to see that fight. Nobody.
The
Why did he take that
horror.
fight?
Or says, come on, Rhodes didn't win outright either. There were a lot of rounds that didn't do very much himself. I will say this though, the horror. Shout out to you. Tank was a big favorite in that fight, and he was expected to just like starch Roach, and that's not what happened,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, and my point anyway is that Tank is almost offended that this guy had the audacity to give him
He
a
is.
fight.
He is. He is offended. And
So,
Roach didn't get off his neck. He pressed him and pressed him all over social media.
by the way, didn't get off his neck in the fight, and
He
I think
didn't. He had no
I
respect for him.
people are like, the thing with punchers, guys that depend on that big knockout punch, and because Tank's been behind in fights, and the punch
Yep.
will bail them out, right?
Yep.
But once guys figure out, like, hey, and usually with punchers, because you keep pressing them, you
Okay,
pressure
but
them.
also this too. Most of the guys that he stopped like that had come down and were very dehydrated. Okay, boxers die every day because they're
Mm,
so dehydrated and they have no water on the brain or fat on the brain.
mm.
Okay, so and I'm not taking anything away from Roach. I've seen him since he was a kid, coming up through the amateurs, doing his thing, right? But let's be real. Let's be real with some of these guys, that he's fought.
Yeah,
What are you doing? Picking your nose?
I'm listening to you. What's the thing?
Oh, I don't see you. I just see. Okay, now I see
I'm right here.
you. You disappeared. But
All right.
anyway, so Roach gave him no respect as he shouldn't. I mean, you
Mhm.
should not respect your opponent in the ring. Outside, cool. Afterwards,
Right.
cool. But in the ring, no. And he didn't. And Tank knew
Wow.
it. And he was pissed.
The horse says the wagering issue is a bad faith argument. Any response to that, Christine?
No, I mean, it's no secret that some of those guys had to come way down and dehydrate. I mean,
Yeah, I know Mario Barrios came out and said there was like a rehydration clause,
yeah,
and he thought
there's
Tank.
always been a rehydration clause from what I understand. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me.
Yeah, shout out to St. Cruisin, Team Batman Boxing. How you doing? But look, I do think that Tank maybe feels he was exposed a little bit in that road fight,
Absolutely, and he was.
and I think he's mad at everyone else about it. Like, don't get mad at me. Go do some adjustments and
But
do what he got
he
to do,
must have
bro.
some really good ass lawyers because allegedly, everything was signed for the rematch and then he just said I'm not doing it. So, he must have some really good lawyers and some really good verbiage was put out there and he got out of it somehow.
What do you think of the way he's like? Tank is in a position right now
Mhm.
with Jake Paul that he's never really been in before. He's never been the B side. He's never been
Yeah.
the guy that doesn't really control the promotion. He's always had like the promotion on the side, and right now, like it just seems to me in a way, like especially the first press conference, like Jake was really like making fun of him. He kind of just
Mm-hmm.
had to sit there and take it,
Yeah.
and
And he
um,
was Tank was very uninterested. The second one was a little bit more, uh,
I don't know if he saw the reactions or somebody told him something, but like yeah, he looked very disinterested, and
mhm.
but he's never really been in this position, right? Like, he's never been in this position where
No,
he's
he
like
hasn't.
the
And
B
it's like,
side.
let's think about this business wise. I mean, at the
Mm,
end of the day, this is about business, and Jake has said it's all about entertainment. It's entertainment. Yes, I want you to look at me as a real boxer, and I am a real boxer, but at the end of the day, I'm an entertainer. Okay.
yeah,
Um, who, for the sake of the entertainment and the business, has to win? Who has to win in your eyes for this to make the most amount of money and for there to be something afterwards? Who has to win?
I don't know
And
if
there's no
we're on the
winner. It's an
same.
exhibition, but you know,
This is the way I look at it. I don't even know if we agree on this, but I think Tank needs to win.
so Tank needs to win if there is a conversation that after he does win, that he is going to go with MVP, and MVP is going to, he's going to be their face because we know that they're already
Mm,
positioning Baumgartner to be the face. Amanda is now, but they're positioning her. They've even said it for her to be the face. They need a male face.
mhm.
So I see him winning for that reason. But does Tank want to go on? Does he want to continue to fight real fighters?
Because like a part of me wants to believe, maybe it's not even logic, but just me is what I want to believe, that despite what he says, despite him throwing tantrums and people just bring up like Roach's name or Shakur's name, and he goes off on the media and the fans saying, "You just want
Mhm.
me to lose." He starts talking like that. Boxing's dead. I don't give a shit about the sport anyway, and all that. Like I get the tantrum stuff,
Right.
but part of me wants to believe that he's a competitor. Like part of me wants to believe that he wants to shut the critics up. Part of me wants to believe that he wants to go out there and show people he's better than Roach and prove it in a rematch. So that he wants to go out there and beat Shakur and prove everyone was saying, I think Shakur will wipe the floor with you. Like part of me wants to believe that he wants to go out there and be a competitor and prove people wrong. Right.
Well, that
And
that
part of
makes
me
it.
wants to believe, Christine, that his fans want him to do that. Right.
Oh, but
Like
the
some of his
fans
fans
do.
want him to do that.
The fans do. But there has been this picture that was painted about Tank, you know, and the picture that they painted and the facade that they painted, we do see Tank in that light. But we are seeing that that is not who Tank is. He said that he's going to therapy, and kudos to him. Anyone that needs to go to therapy, kudos to them. He
Mhm.
has two daughters, and he wants that dog or that, fighter
Right.
mentality to be removed from him. So, what is that telling you? What is that telling you? How can you really criticize a man that won't fight certain people because he said he wants to better himself and be a better father for his daughters and not have that killer mentality? How can you really like blame somebody for that? You know? So, what do we do?
Mm. Yeah, but then time passes. He goes on social media, starts calling other fighters all types of B words and P
Yeah.
words, and I will
Yeah.
knock you out. But then when the time comes, all of a sudden, oh no, I want to be. I don't have that killer instinct no more. I just want to be a regular person. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And
um,
he said, I'm not the face of boxing. I'm just somebody that boxes. Well, you were called the face of boxing for many, many years by your fans, and you never rebutted it until now.
hey, they asked him after the Ryan Garcia fight. He said, "Absolutely," he said that he's a face of
Hmm.
boxing, right?
Yeah.
But everything just went sideways. Like ever since Roach had the audacity of
Roach
like,
ruined Tank's life.
man, it's crazy. I mean, I don't mean ruin his life. you
He
know, but
ruined his life, bro. He's not the same. Is he going to get paid against Jake? Yes. But are
that's
most
kind of
people
harsh.
looking at it like a circus?
Well,
There's no
that's the other
winner.
thing. Like I feel like if he loses to Jake, even though it's an exhibition, it's like
But they're
okay,
not
but
going to call a winner or a loser.
no, I know that, but if Jake Paul beats him up, for example, right? It's not going
Mhm.
to matter if it's not on the record, if it's not on BoxRec.
Exactly.
You're not
Exactly.
going to unsee it. Like millions of people, it's probably going to be 50, 60 million people watching this, right?
Yeah.
So like it's people are going to, you cannot unsee it. It's kind of like,
You cannot
yeah,
unsee
Devin
it.
Haney sued Ryan and he got his O back, but like you know, we know what
He's gonna
happened in
be
the
like
fight.
an ostrich. He's gonna bury his head in the dirt, like worse, you know. Um, Alva Powell said they shouldn't let people do exhibitions unless they retired. Like that's what it used to be. Like all these guys, you know, that
Mm,
retired like so many years and they wanted to come back and do exhibitions. We weren't crazy about that. But we're like, yeah,
right.
okay, whatever. And now guys that are not retired are doing exhibitions. Like, what the
Yep.
hell?
I mean, that's a great point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, if Jake Paul beats him up, it's over for Tank. I don't care if it's not official. I
I
don't.
mean, it's halfway over now, but yeah.
Like I'm just telling you that right now. He ain't gonna be the same,
Yeah, I agree.
right?
I agree.
And if he beats up Tank Davis, we're probably gonna get that Jake Paul Canelo fight, like or Jake Paul versus AJ. Who fucking knows? Like I think
Yeah.
he's crazy for that, but um, you think he does that if he beats Tank? Fight AJ?
Yeah,
Like he
I mean,
says
I
he.
see him, you know, I mean, like I've said it before, like in the next 5, 10 years, you're going to look at Jake's resume and he's going to have, you know, world champion killers, you know, on his resume. People aren't going to look at how old they were or how many years it was later or whatever.
Mm,
But he is positioning himself to be able to call the shots, and he is calling the shots now. I mean, he's got the money, he's got the backing.
yep.
He's got the following. So anything's possible. I don't even like question things anymore. Like, yeah, it'll probably happen. You know, before like 5 years ago, we wouldn't even think something like this was going to happen. But it is. It's changed. Boxing has changed.
So one last thing about Tank, I want to ask you when he screams out "boxing's dead," it's not like what like do you think he's just kind of talking about his career?
I
Like
think
it,
it, I think he knows his career's dead, but he wants to make everybody's career dead. He wants to make the whole boxing just dead in the water because he's no longer a part of it. So it's dead. Well, you're not the only player. Um,
mm,
and it's not dead. It's more alive than it's ever been. Kudos to Jake Paul. Women are on fucking fire. For people that didn't watch women, now they're watching them. So
yeah.
boxing is in a place that it's never been before. Yes, even with all the other stuff going on, it's definitely not dead.
By the way, what when did this Tank Davis Crawford feud start? Because I've heard Crawford who like I don't really hear Crawford say I don't like that guy that often, right?
Right. Right.
Just with him and Shermel, but like Tank's one of them, and Tank's I've heard him say things that are like just like not only are they not true, just out of bounds. Like, oh, Crawford, he's taking that fight with Canelo because he's broke, or
Yeah.
just stuff like that. Like, I don't know what, like, why is he talking about another
I
guy's
think I
finances?
think when it comes to Tank, and I'm just speculating from what I see, I just think there's a lot of jealousy there. Uh, Crawford has no reason to be jealous of Tank.
Right.
Yes, I'm a big fan, and so I'm a little biased. But I don't really know where it came from or why. But I will say this, you know, the boxing community, the boxing world is very small.
Hmm.
And if anything's said, you know, in confidence or behind this, it always gets back to whoever. So I don't know if
Yeah.
there was something like that that was happening or not on Tank's part. But boxing is very small. The world is very small.
Small world.
Yeah, it is.
So, look, this fight's about, I would say about 6, 7 weeks away.
Hmm.
But they just had a press conference. You know,
Yeah.
Norman, Haney. It's really heating up. right? They start to shove each other at a
Mhm.
face-off they recently had. The
Mhm.
dads are talking. I mean, those two dads talk. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah, I
you would
mean
think they're fighting.
they were talking in Vegas, at the Crawford Canelo fight. I mean, it was so funny. I'm hanging out or whatever, and I'm on my phone, and like they're over here arguing, and there's like a crowd. I'm sure everybody saw the videos. There's a crowd around
Yeah,
videotaping. It was, you know, I don't know Brian Norman Jr. very well. I mean, his dad, senior. I mean, I've seen him. We were at the same places in Vegas, but I don't know him.
right,
But I do know that Devin's dad likes to be in the spotlight, so I didn't expect anything less.
right. Well, yeah, the dads can definitely like so they were talking in Vegas. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was
Um,
funny.
I love this fight. Like there's just
Yeah,
something
I
about
do
this
too.
fight that I really like. And I'm kind of going back and forth with it. It's sometimes I could kind of picture Haney winning, and then other times I just can't get that Ryan Garcia performance out of my head.
Right.
And I keep thinking of Norman. He's a strong welterweight. I believe he's physically bigger than Haney.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think he's stronger than Haney, and I've also seen Norman like manhandle guys in the ring.
Yeah.
He's very physical, so I don't know if
And,
Haney
and
can.
who has the most to lose?
Haney,
Exactly. So how much pressure does he have? And especially with his last performance,
yeah,
his last performance, um, he wasn't mentally there, and after the Ryan Garcia knockout, he wasn't there. Like, has he gotten himself together? Is his confidence back? Does he know he's a champion like he felt that he was
mm,
before? Norman has, again, no respect for him. He wants to manhandle him.
yeah.
He's not as pretty and polished as Haney is, boxing wise, but he can box and he's pretty tough. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. I see Norman taking it unless Haney has done a 180, got himself a sports psychologist, and he's ready to rumble. I don't know.
So somebody's asking Destiny versus Andrew Wilson boxing match. Who wins? Are you talking about the influencer Destiny? What's Andrew Wilson? The actor?
Uh, yeah, Pizza Boy. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
Are they gonna fight? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't think Destiny can fight, so I'll pick Andrew Wilson, I guess. I don't know. If it's the Destiny I'm thinking about, I don't
If
know, but
Destiny's a girl and Andrew's a boy, then I'm gonna have to go with the guy.
no, there's a dude called Destiny.
Oh, okay.
That yeah, he's like some liberal podcaster or whatever, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
Um,
I try to stay
but
away from
yeah,
politics.
yeah. So I don't know. Look at me, but he's like, if Andrew Wilson knows how to throw a punch, he'll win. But with that said, but thanks for the super chat though.
Yes, thank
Um,
you.
so my gut is saying Norman,
Yeah, mine too.
but I just think Haney has to have more of a perfect fight, and I think Norman could take Haney's punch. I don't think the
Yeah,
same the other way around.
right. Same.
And I
Same.
see Norman this manhandle guys. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
like he's very physical,
He
right?
is.
So Haney, especially at lightweight, is very used to like jabbing guys, landing his cross, and then
Right.
grabbing them and kind of out of muscling him in that way. But
Yeah.
he's not going to do that to Norman, in my opinion. And I think Norman
No,
is very underrated. Like every fight, they
he
keep
is.
counting him out. When I saw he was going to fight Santillan, and I like Santillan, but I said, "Oh, Norman's going to win this fight." And then I was very surprised to see that Norman was a 4-1 underdog.
Mhm.
I was like, "He's 4-1."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I put money on Norman immediately. Like,
A lot of people don't really know Norman. They know Haney, but they don't
yeah,
really know Norman yet unless they are diehard boxing heads. Purists. They don't.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's why.
It is like the Santillan win, just a really good win. I don't
Mhm.
even remember the Quinton Randall. Some people thought Randall was going to beat him. I thought
Yeah.
they were crazy. Like I thought Norman would, and he did win that fight pretty easily.
Yep.
But yeah, so
And Randall's tough.
yeah,
Because
he is.
Randall's strong. He's very unorthodox. He has punches coming from everywhere. He does things that not everybody can do. And I think that really solidified Norman, in my
Yeah.
opinion, for most.
Well, here's the other thing, and you just said it. Randall strong, right?
Yeah.
Norman was just manhandling
Yeah.
him in there.
Exactly.
Like that was crazy. Just
Yeah.
grabbing him, pushing him against the ropes, and then just
Yeah.
Norman and Randall couldn't really stop that, right? And I know
No.
a lot of people that know their boxing were picking Randall to win that fight,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I was like on the fence. I was like, this is going to be the true test for Norman, and I'm not sure which way it's going to go. And
Yeah.
so I am like, okay, yes, I have to pick Norman against Haney.
Now, props to Haney though for taking this fight. This is a tough bout to
Absolutely.
win
And
fighting.
I
So
mean, he kind of had to. Just think about it. Who's putting
yeah,
on?
like
How much money's out there? Who's pushing the envelope? Just
they,
saying.
they try to do the Men in Black thing to us with the Haney getting beat up by Ryan. When they do like the little, psh,
Yeah.
and they make it, like they try to sue the loss away, but we
Right.
still saw the
Right.
fight, right? And then I mean, this is no disrespect to Ramirez, especially today. Like Ramirez was not supposed to like I don't know. Ramirez isn't the guy you got to be that careful against. He
Right.
was.
Right.
It wasn't a good fight, and Haney put himself in a box where like, dude, now you got to really fight somebody, right?
Yes. Agree.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, Norman quicker than Ramirez, bigger than Ramirez, stronger than Ramirez.
Yeah.
He's gonna get roughed up in there. Even if he wins, he's gonna get roughed up. So
Absolutely.
I love the fight. Also,
Absolutely.
did you see like they're already putting out there on the ring? And Ring puts something out there. It's because Turkey told them.
Of course.
They're already planning like to do another doubleheader with David Benavidez and Devin Haney. And I'm just thinking to myself, like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't plan that ahead just yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. I mean, you don't put the what is it, the something before the cart, the whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't do that yet. That's kind of like I don't know, bad luck or whatever, but it's just kind of like, just don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, remember like Fury against Ngannou, and then they're announcing the fight with Usyk. It's like
Exactly. It's just slow your
chill
roll.
out.
Let's just take one step at a time. I don't know what the rush is, or maybe they know what it is, but we don't.
I wouldn't like. I guess you could put a Haney on the card, but if he doesn't get past Norman, then I mean, it's just what it is. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and then what?
Yeah. Plus, you're like,
the same thing. It's like, with Jake Paul, like he was there at the fight whenever Tank fought Roach, and they were planning on, when he got his hand raised, he was going to go call him out. Well, wah.
look. Someone's asking if Norman is the biggest dude he's fought. Probably. I mean, Ryan was pretty big.
Yeah, but Ryan was so dehydrated,
Yes.
and he
Well, he didn't bother making the weight, and then he just fucking like
exactly.
blew up. But so
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen a way more than Ryan did, but it's gonna be pretty close. I will say that.
Yeah.
Like Norman is a bona fide natural big welterweight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he is.
So like this ain't gonna be he's not gonna be dehydrated. He's
No.
gonna come in, he's gonna be strong. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Remy says Norm
He's
would need to cut off the ring versus Haney well.
Oh,
Well,
so because you're saying that Haney's going to be running in circles?
I guess that's what he's saying, but like I mean, it's not that hard to close distance against Haney. Plenty of guys have done it.
Yeah.
So
but I do agree. Like, he needs to know how to. I'm sure that he has been doing that. I'm sure he's been sparring guys that are going to be movers, and he has to cut the ring off. I mean, I think that most of these coaches are very smart. They're watching film, they're getting the right sparring partners, and they're going to be very well prepared.
yeah, I can't wait for the press conference. By the way, the two dads going at it, even though they're not the ones fighting, but they're going to be doing the most talking. Right?
Yeah, it's going to be good.
It's
It's going to be really good.
Oh, Christine, what do you make of this era of? I'm not saying it's good or bad or whatever. This era is it's the era of the dad coaches. Like this, every other fighter, their dad is in the corner being a coach.
I mean, this is nothing new. I mean, dads have been a problem since the beginning of time,
So you think
honestly.
it's a problem?
Well, it can be, not always. For instance, a non-problem would be Errol Spence's pops. He's
Yeah.
always in the background, right? He wanted his son to shine.
Hmm.
Same with Terrence Crawford's dad, in the background, his son to shine. There are a lot of dads. Fury's dad was pretty outspoken. These guys' dads pretty outspoken.
Yeah.
Teofimo's dad. I think that a lot of times, and for a time, and I don't know how she's doing. God bless her. I heard she wasn't doing well, but I hope she is now. Ryan Garcia's mom was that
Hmm.
one.
Yep. Yep.
I think a lot of these parents live vicariously through their kids, and I want to just be like, let your kid shine. I mean, look at
Right.
Kid Austin. He can't even say a word without his dad making a video or being right there. It gets to be too much. We don't want to see the dads or the moms all the time. I think that the press conference, like you're talking about, Haney and Norman's dad, that's going to be fire, and there's a time and a place for that.
Hmm.
But some of them, yeah, Virgil's dad too, same. But
Hey,
it, but
Teofimo Senior.
yeah, I mean, we just it was a joke in the media. You wanna interview, ask Teofimo Senior. He'll give it to you. Like if you're first starting out or whatever, he'll give it to you. It's just
Because
it,
you
it,
know what stood out to me? I interviewed Teal's dad like right after the Loma win, right? Like it was a big win for them, and he's obviously done a good job with Teal, by the way. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he
absolutely
hasn't.
sure.
However, like there's just things that stood out to me in that interview I did with him, and I heard him say this in other interviews too. And one of them was like, I was working limos for 20 years, to put him in my son in his position. Now he has to take care of us. Like, and it's like,
There's a lot
man.
of guys like that. There's a lot of parents like that. There is.
But it's kind of like I did all these sacrifices for you,
Now it's your turn to
and
pay
now
me
that you
back.
made it, you got to take care of your family that put you there. And to
Yeah,
me,
nobody
like,
owes
how do you,
anybody
as you as a
anything.
parent, how do you feel about that?
I don't like it. Nobody owes anybody anything, especially our kids. My kids don't owe me jack shit. They didn't ask to be born. They didn't ask to be my child. I had to take care of my responsibilities. My husband and I, we did. They don't owe us shit. Nothing. They need to take care of their family the same way we took care of them. I don't like to hear that. I've heard many parents, even parents in my gym that have said that, other boxers that I know, and I'm just like, they just sit back and live off their kids, the ones that are
Right.
successful. I'm not going to name names, but there are quite a few. To me, it's just kind of sorry.
And by the way, there's other dads that, unless you don't even know they're the dad. Like, for example,
Yeah,
Inoue's dad.
right.
Like, he's not out there. Like, obviously, he's Japanese and it's a different culture, right?
Yeah, but
Altogether.
still, we would still at least like see him and
Like,
maybe
like you
have a
don't you don't
stand-in.
hear it like, oh, Inoue's dad said that this guy this and this guy that. I don't. Maybe he has, maybe he has. I don't know. But I never heard of it.
Yeah,
Another one, Papachenko. Like
yeah,
people just know he's the dad, but no one
right.
like it's not. He's not out there like trying to outshine Lomachenko.
Well,
Like, you know
when
what I mean? Like,
Shanita Estrada was boxing, like her dad was her head coach and was right there by her side since she was a
yeah,
kid. I mean, how many times? Who even knows what he looks like? I mean,
right. I mean, he was following me on Instagram. I barely found out it was Finis's
yeah,
dad. Like, you know, what I
exactly
mean? Like,
that. Michaela Mayer's dad. It's like they know their place. They're supporting their
mhm.
kids. They're loving their kids. They're encouraging their kids, and that's the way it should be.
The horror saying, "Why spend money on a trainer? You can just hire your dad." And he says it's a short-term solution to a long-term problem, but there you go. Okay, I think he's following up from this, by the way. It's a follow-up to this statement. But money spent on good advice is never money wasted. And he's kind of there it is. So it's kind of out of context to show this one first. So he's basically saying it's a thought. It's how they think. Like, oh, well, why spend money on a trainer if I could
Yeah.
just pay my dad? You know what I mean? Save money that way. But
I mean,
yeah,
there's a lot of dads that have coached their kids, right? I mean, Richard Torres's dad still coaches his son. Um, a dad and I'm not naming any dads or a mom,
Yeah.
knows that they can only take their child to a certain level, especially if they've never been there before. And
Mhm.
sometimes you need to call in somebody else, maybe for advice or whatever. And I think a lot of parents are afraid to do that. Like, oh, but that's my it's still yours. He's still yours, she's still yours. But
Um,
asking for advice or help, there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah. Plus, like another dad that I know, St. Cruz says he liked the that could be entertaining. He said Danny Lopez. I think he means Danny Garcia's dad.
Danny Garcia, yeah.
Nah, man, like, that guy was a bit too much. Like, man, this is
Mhm.
my opinion. Throwing the
Yeah.
answer around, and then like if you remember, like when he was,
Yeah, Leo Santa Cruz's dad was cool.
what was he saying about Amir Khan? I just thought it was like he was just saying, oh, I don't know a Pakistani that could fight. And then he
Yeah,
said, like, get on your magic carpet. Like, I was like, whoa, this
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
like, he's
That's
not even the one in the ring. Like, Danny's gonna fight.
right.
Danny's not even saying that shit.
And then when
Just
your
thought of,
kid gets the shit beat out of him, then what? You know?
yeah, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, man, but poor Khan, bro. Like, he got like that fight. I know Khan, like, he was just a confident guy, but he wasn't a bad dude. Like, you know what I mean? He just,
No, not bad at all. He's a nice guy.
but man, when Khan lost, he lost spectacularly. I'll say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But so with that said, we'll leave the dad conversation for another day. But the dads need to chill out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. Chill out. Let
So
your kids shine. Let them have their turn. You had your day in the sun or not. Let your kids shine.
so last interesting,
Yes.
Zufa Boxing gets a deal with Paramount,
Yeah.
and Paramount is the parent company of which, by the way, bought Showtime and
Yeah.
absorbed some other companies. And so boxing will be back under the Paramount family, but this
Hmm.
time it won't be PBC. It's going to be Zufa Boxing.
Yeah.
Um, Dana White came out, and I don't know, people will take this as clarification or if he's just being deceiving or they'll believe him or not, but he's saying we're not making any changes to Muhammad Ali Act. We are amending it. And any fighter that wants to fight under the current system could continue to do that. But whoever wants to join our league could join our league, right? And he says he's got big plans. He says he has big ideas. And he flat out said, I think big, and no promoter today in boxing thinks bigger than me, right? And what I'll say to that is this: there's a lot of promoters, they're going to go in name for now, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of promoters out there that are talking a lot of shit about Dana White and TKO Sports and Zufa Boxing and what the UFC pays its fighters, and they have all these opinions, right?
Yeah.
But I know for a fact those same promoters, I've seen them shell fighters, I see them rip fighters
Yeah.
off, I see them
Yeah.
not invest any money on a lot of the fighters that they have. They want
Agreed.
other people to fork out money for that fighter. So maybe they need to chill out with their little criticisms, right? Because
Yeah.
I never seen them do shit. So when Dana says, I think bigger, I have bigger plans, a lot of these guys in the boxing business aren't willing to invest, aren't willing to put in money in the sport.
Right.
So I ain't sweating them. I could see why he feels that way,
Sure.
in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I mean, sometimes.
And if what he's saying is true, look, if you don't want to fight for a league, you don't have to. You can keep fighting under the same system. Nothing
Right.
changes. Cool. But we have some big ideas. We want to do a league here to bring entertainment and some, you know, give another avenue for boxers. This is a TV deal that's money that's non-existent now.
Hmm.
I here's my thing. Don't knock it till you see it. Don't knock it till you give him an
Yeah.
opportunity to see what he's got to offer. Right.
Yeah, and the
So,
way I look at it is a lot of people are saying, when he tried to do Zufa boxing before it failed. Okay, well he wasn't in the right place. He wasn't surrounded by the right people.
mm,
And how many of us have tried to do something and failed, and then we get an opportunity, and our dream comes alive again. So I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. I'm not ready to throw him away or to totally say that he's full of shit or whatever. I'm just waiting to see what happens, um, because it's changing whether we like it or not. We can complain about it. We can complain. We can criticize. but boxing is still moving in a different direction, and we can enjoy it or not enjoy it.
People are saying the Saudis are putting up the money. The Saudis are investing in it because TKO is involved,
Right.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
And it just is like here's my thing though. Like this is what I don't get, Christine. Okay, and this goes for a lot of these dudes out there, a lot of these promoters. These dudes aren't putting up their own money. They get money from the networks, or they don't do anything.
Yeah. No, of course they're not. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I know fighters are paying for their own fights, and they're paying their opponents.
And you know what I'm curious about, and I don't know if you know this or not, or if anyone in the chat knows, the ring belt. Are there sanctioning fees on that?
No. And by the way, I know I'm your favorite guy, Manny Suleiman. I know you love him. You were all defending him the last time when I was criticizing the guy, right? But like, he goes out. He has all these things to say, right? The Saudis, they're only benefiting a few fighters, and they're hurting the sports, and like, bro, like you're the one. Like at least they're paying the fighters. You're taking money from the fighters.
You know, and you know, mentioning that I was, whatever, defending him or whatever. At the time of that conversation, there was not a different entity to look at. It was like, this is what it was. This is how it was. This is how it's been. Right or wrong, it was what it was. Now there are other options. Now we see that other things can be done. And, my mind is open.
For sure. Plus, let's say that they're not going to pay fighters like Canelo money, Crawford money, Usyk money. Let's just say they're not going to do that, right?
Yeah, I think that we've seen the highest paychecks.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is, right, like a lot of these other fighters aren't getting that much money.
No, they're not.
Like it's like people are acting like they're going to come in and let's just remember that there was a time when we had some of our fighters in the women's ranks anyway, like Clarissa Shields, Amanda Serrano, Heather Hardy, were going to MMA because nobody was paying them in the sport of boxing.
Right.
Jake Paul had to come around to start paying women. Okay, like
Right.
women were not getting paid. Right.
Yeah.
Katie Taylor is like a unique case, and so is Shields, and but very, very few women were making any bread. Right.
Very few. Absolutely.
So like if there's a quote unquote UFC model and they're paying what they're paying, that's still more than 99% of fighters are getting paid right now.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when they're first starting out and they're not the face of boxing. Like, I mean, there's a lot of these guys that fight for nothing.
Crazy.
They're not making money, and girls.
And go ask the women that don't have the backing of Matchroom
exactly
or Jake Paul MVP.
Right.
Go ask them how they're doing. Right.
Yeah.
In fact, all these promoters, right?
Jump to MVP. Why is there's a reason?
All these promoters are talking all this shit about Dana White, but then like they voluntarily let their fighters go to MVP because they were putting up money for their fighters. Right.
Yeah, and MVP was giving them a nice little check to get their fighter over there.
Right. Dana's only doing it because he's getting money from somebody else. Like who's the other guy? And I can't look. I get why people like De La Hoya. I'm not a fan of him, the person. I was a fan of him as the fighter. Right. I'll always be a fan of Oscar De La Hoya.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah, and look, his run in the late '90s. I mean, amazing.
Yeah.
Right? He's a 6th division world champion. You can't take that away from him.
No,
right?
Not at all.
Should be 5. He didn't really beat Stern, but whatever, right? We'll look past that. But like he's out here talking about Dana, he needs other people's money to do things. What about you? Like you're getting paid by the Saudis too, bro.
Absolutely.
Like you got the zone deal because he got like Canelo was the one holding those Golden Boy together for years.
Absolutely.
Why do you think he's mad that Canelo left? Like that's why he's mad.
I mean,
right?
That's why when people criticize or talk about people, it's because they want what they have or they're jealous. It is what it is. When people
what's Eddie Hearn without the DAZN giving him money, or like what's
right?
All exactly. Look at Aram. He doesn't know what to do right now because he's not getting money from a network.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Which, by the way, how do you feel about Zufa Boxing getting a deal and Top Rank is putting Inoue's fights on Facebook,
You
right? Like
know,
what?
that is something that I never thought that I would see. It
It
is,
broke
it
my
is,
heart to see Inoue fighting on Facebook. I'm not gonna lie
yeah,
to you.
I know. It is very
And
interesting.
and my thing is, it's like I don't know. I don't know how it all worked out, but like you couldn't talk to Eddie and get like he's with Matchroom. They got a
Maybe
DAZN
they have
contract.
talked. Maybe they have. I'm at the end of the day, they're all talking.
Yeah, but
They are.
MJ was Eddie's fighter. Like that's a Matchroom fighter. Like they could have put on like they put all these UK cards and these cards nobody cares about in the zone. They could have put that fight in the zone.
Maybe it just wasn't, it didn't look good. I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know.
Aaron
Maybe
was
the
like
money wasn't right, the negotiations, the stipulations. I mean, we just don't know.
I think it was Uncle Bob. Like I don't like Eddie. I'd rather drown than get water from Eddie. Like like
Possibly.
I'd rather starve than eat at his table. Like
Possibly.
that's
There
Bob
are
Arum.
people that way. And I mean, how old is he? What else?
90 something.
And who is he going to leave it to? So
His son-in-law, right? No,
I
Poppy
don't know. I
Buff.
mean, I hear things. I don't know. I'm just gonna say who's he
I
gonna leave?
thought Todd was doing a great job with the company. I mean, I don't know. Like
I don't know. Maybe he is. I'm not
all the
saying
good
he's
things
not.
were
I'm
him.
just
Like
saying.
Aaron was the one that running his mouth about all these fighters like Crawford and all them. Like, everybody
Yeah.
else was actually running the company, right? But it is what it is. I kind of wish ESPN would have renewed. They didn't. I thought by now they would have a DAZN deal. They don't.
Mhm.
Could we be seeing the end of Top Rank, like as we know it, an end of an era?
As we know it,
Possibly.
possibly,
Yeah. Like,
possibly.
and fighters are still signing to them though, so they must be confident they're going to get something.
They just signed a couple more.
I mean, Top Rank
And
is
what are they gonna do with? And I love them. I mean, I was there with them. What are we gonna do with the 2020 Tokyo Olympians? You know,
mm,
what are we gonna do with them? I mean, none of them are world champions. Um, None of them are really doing anything right now. And I love and respect them, and I'm definitely biased to them, partial to them, but
yeah, like that
what's
is
going on?
very. I never even thought about that. So none of them have won a title,
No,
female or male.
no. Okay, Jenny Fuchs did. But
Well, that's actually an
it was
interim.
an interim, you know.
And I still can't believe Jenny Hughes can't get signed and get fight. I mean, it's
I know.
frustrating to see. By the way,
Very frustrating.
like Jesus Christ, she doesn't fight like she's in her 30s. Like just sign her. Like
I
you know what I mean?
know.
Like
I
it is
know.
what it is. But
She will beat most people's favorite boxer right now. Just
there's
saying.
somebody that I think she could beat, and I'll just say it. I think she could beat Fondora.
I knew you were going to say that, and I do too.
But first of all, she needs to be active. She needs to be fighting. Like you know what I mean. But I
Exactly.
think
And
she's in that league,
who's
right?
going to pay for it? I mean, Fondora's with Golden Boy.
Mm-hmm.
She's making money for them still, you know. So they're not going to
Not
risk
even mad at
that.
it. Like I love Fondora. Not even mad at that.
I do
But
too. I do too.
it
But
just
I'm just saying, we've got these other girls like Jenny that needs an opportunity, and they're going to age
Jenny's
her
got
out.
a
They're going
gun.
to age her out.
Jenny's got a gun.
She
Okay, in her right hand.
does.
But yeah, she's got guns. You know what I mean?
She got going.
But like I don't know. Like it's just is what it is. But hey, Zufa Boxing. We'll see who they sign. I have a feeling they're going to absorb some fighters from other promoters, and
Yeah,
especially with the Saudis being involved. So we're going to see
yeah,
how that goes. And
yeah. I
also,
mean,
Christine, another
if we
point.
really wanted to dig deep, we could see whose contracts are about to be up.
One last point.
Yes.
I know it's worth a lot of money and it's made real gold and all that's great, but what's your opinion of how the new ring belt looks compared to the older ring belt?
I thought you were talking about the ring that Crawford won.
That's an
Um,
ugly ass ring, by the way. That might should like I don't know
don't
what
tell
that
me
was
you
about.
wouldn't. Don't tell me you wouldn't wear that.
No.
Um, you know, I personally don't care what the belts look like. I think as long as they're not like demonic or satanic.
My God.
I don't. You know, I don't really
I like it,
care.
but the strap is too big. Like, you know what I mean? That's just how I
Well,
feel about it.
I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say that.
The old one,
Pause.
the old one is like
But
it's. Look at the strap. Like, look at the the red, white, and blue like thing. Like the,
yeah,
it's not as big. It's like too big. It's just too.
too
You
big.
know what I mean? And the emblem looks really nice. Like it really
Yeah.
does.
Well, I think
But
next time they need to call you to design it.
hell yeah.
I
You
think
know what I
so.
mean?
Why
Like,
not? I mean, why
let me
not?
design it and give me one. You know what I mean? Like, they got money to spend anyway. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I don't think it's like ugly or nothing like that. But I got to be honest. As much as I don't like Mauricio and all that, I still think the WBC belt's got all of them beat as far as
The
looks.
best. That's the
I
green
mean,
belt. The best.
it just looks nice. Like it's just what
The
it is.
best.
You know.
It is.
Even there, as much as I hate like the special belts, they always look nice. You know.
Absolutely.
I don't like this one though. I don't like the one they had for Canelo Crawford. It
Oh
was like
no.
purple or whatever. What color was it? Like I didn't really like it.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
they didn't ask me, so
yeah. Christine,
yes.
any final words?
No, I mean this was so great. Thank you so much. We haven't done anything in a long time, so this was really great, refreshing. I
Yeah,
always
like
love
I've been
getting to talk
asking
with you.
Christine, when are we gonna do a show? Or what?
Cálmate, güey, cálmate. Stop.
I've been begging her like for a month like
Yeah,
to do a show. She
right. He was avoiding me because he knew I was gonna make him eat crow. And now that I'm calm, he
no,
should have
not at
hit me
all.
right after,
First of all, what did
went
I text you right
Canelo.
after the fight? It was literally like a couple minutes after the fight.
That's true. And you apologized for being,
I didn't apologize, but
you apologized for not trusting my word.
yeah, I said you were right. I didn't apologize, but
Well, you
I
should
said you
have.
were right.
You should have. Um,
Yeah, I'll never
no,
apologize.
but seriously, no, thank you so much. And thanks to everybody in the chat, like for hanging out with us. Um, you can catch me on Wednesday with the girls. We always have a good
Yeah.
time.
And the one Fury won in that bullshit, I forgot who he fought. It wasn't like was it the Mayan belt? Was it really the Mestizo belt? It was like a Mayan one he won. It had like the
Oh
snakes. That
yeah,
was
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah. I saw that one. Yeah.
yeah, that was a very nice
Yeah,
belt.
that was
Like
a very nice
yeah,
one.
yeah. So
That
it
really
is what it
was.
is. So
Mhm.
with that said, no ugly rings on this one. This is D Style, and for Christine, we are out of here, guys.
Thank you.
Peace. Yeah, peace
Peace.
out. Latest.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight!